gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Today again, the 23rd of November 2022. And this now is second audio for today. Earlier we talked about, the ruling, of course, but we specifically don't want to talk about that issue today, right, or in this audio specifically, because I think, because of the personality where we get, where they can give you updates about the parliament. Salon people, we want to talk very briefly about the happenings in the parliament, or waiting they go on in the parliament, where, we see videos them around, when they defend the parliament, and when they get, people within parliament, they order police for beat parliamentarians them. This is how low, with democracy don't they go. But you see, we all get for fight for this democracy in we own Lily and that's in way. But, some people, we get, one of the finest honorable now we country, for me, I hold them to very, very high esteem. Where just one can give me a quick update of waiting they happen right now in the parliament, and we go kind of make a go and talk about it very briefly. Come on, I don't know if you are introduced, honorable, for just can tell me briefly about waiting they happen right now in the parliament.
Yeah, thank you so much, Cashbox. I just want to let them know, see, then the order police them. This is the second time for them beat not to just all MPs, APC members of parliament specifically, with few members of the C4C, we deal with the government, not in the beats consistently, because we know they ever say not beat any NGC members of member of parliament leader, and the leader no they even attend serious function there. So we're saying the beat MPs and now the APC members of parliament, this government then consistently they order either then talks or police them for go inside the well of parliament. Amen. When I imagine inside parliament, all parliament they fight. But Salo parliament is like say the APC MPs them for more than good day now beat nine they beat them. And people say nobody say nothing. Honorable, well, the floor is yours. One just let the people get update, because they say now old video and try to counter the thing. One know what's in the thing.
Yes, of course. Waiting happened this morning in Parliament. Now that they carry a statutory instrument, two statutory instruments, one for the local council, one for the district block system, and the statutory instruments now then determine how the district block system for be conducted. How independent also for contest in the district block system. But when we look at the statutory instrument, then contravene the constitution. Then say then depend on section 33, we give the ECSL the power for make regulations. But the form of elections, not on section 33, it is section 38 and 38A. Now they show whether now one member constituency system or na district block system. And waiting the na 38, now it clearly shows say under the district block system, if now then they use now only political party, now then they send candidates for contest. So if you want change down the not regulations you use for change up. Regulations not they change the constitution. You they come the constitution because in the 38A2 it clear I say a political party is saying that then they send candidates for contest. So if they want to make independent self they send candidates for contest, then get for amend that 38A today. 38A2, 38A3. So we stand being very clear. Waiting now we stand on our own lawyer La Coluna Bakabe.
Okay,
that's a good.
La Coluna Bakabe.
No problem. Thank you, Honorable.
Just let you have it back.
Thank you.
This is interesting, comrade, because for months and months we don't talk about the PR system. People will be out there and say, well, waiting the MP them for do, the MP them and the beats them, the MP them they do. You see, comrade, it only come to that time I believe say we all need for make sacrifices. So people are going to say, oh, when I did not oversee, look what's in the MP that they go through. We understand the nature of this, and this is consistently we've been saying it. We understand the nature of governance system now we country. We do understand it. But what we always say, people have to make sacrifice for uphold this democracy where people don't die for. Where people are not, their hand don't cut, limbs were chopped off as a result of this democracy. People a day. Like back in the days, the very person when they be president right now, where the only salon that they that go happen. Where somebody where they cut people a hand because they say they choose.
Yes, I don't come back.
Thank you, Honorable.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
carry.
So there is no way then they amend the constitution through a statutory instrument. And for statutory instruments, then they can lay them. When they lay them, after 21 days, it become law. If you don't want let it become law, you need 2/3 of members of parliament for annulment. For saying, no, this will not want let it become law. For annulment, we need 2/3 of members of parliament. Now, because they know that they want to amend the constitution through a statutory instrument. For let them come with independent candidates, for let them come with councillors under the PR system, we not get law we provide for that. You see, so then for amend 38A, when in the amendment we they've been do, but they refuse for do that because they know say for amend the constitution, it take 2/3 majority of members of parliament, and they not get her, so they're not able to amend the constitution.
Thank you so much.
So the way they want to circumvent the normal process for amend constitution, they want to amend them through the statutory instrument. Because the statutory instrument, where you carry it out, you just need other one councillor, now you need 2/3 of members of parliament.
Okay, that's good. So see, as people, Honorable, I not say for now, say and they
as members of parliament.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Honorable. I mean, just talk, say let them be you because
they
would get you. No, I mean, just say let them be you because of I would get you. Go ahead.
Yes. As I talk so now, Parliament is surrounded by police officers. Members of Parliament they know come out now. They don't arrest 2 members of Parliament, and we the inside Parliament within at the principles of Parliament. We dey up with office because police them boots we out of Parliament, then beat members of Parliament, push them, whether then check them close, whether then kick go for them. We all long can up with office.
Yeah, Honorable. As they say, police and if people on at least what Honorable they say, now we can say the MPs and this, sometimes then say people are not the MP are not sacrifice themselves under this government are consistently don't see they beat them. So Honorable, we just want to know more. Let people know say if now all the opposition MPs and them beat on an APC because say consistently now don't suffer in the hands of this government. Are the NGC join on a police fete? See for join a police fete?
No. No. See, for seeing one member of them they arrest. So then Sir Charles, Sir Sam, we've been joined with.
Okay.
They don't arrest him.
Okay.
They don't come gonna CID.
There is no surprise.
Honorable Oyi, he said they don't arrest him. They don't come gonna CID.
Okay.
As they talk, they don't come with more reinforcement than surround the precincts of Parliament.
Mm-hmm.
No MP, no Bukomo, Honorable Aaron Aruna, Koma, and Motokade arrest him. The Motokade on in custody now. And then we all lay up Parliament. No, we know they okay. Who come out right now.
Okay. I just ask quick question, Honorable. NGC when are the leader? Can you make out team MP then join una? When I saw you, I don't see Honorable right now. I say you don't under siege, and I don't say we all know team means you don't under siege. We don't see the police them. We don't see videos them. Not to surprise again. Not to say na news or na false news. This now what happen in a saloon. Don't see at this 21st century. A democracy people are not fit for, people don't die for. All this while we say the MPs, nobody say they do nothing. Anybody say they do nothing. The person not honest. So they need to do more. They need to do political action for challenging unconstitutionality. These are the only things we feel say they happen as alone. Because if they lack Cashbox, trust me, then this democracy people don't die for, not rape woman for court picking and nothing. This was in that as alone. We all for make sure say we put the shoulder to the wheel. We all for sacrifice. Yeah. Let me tell you something, Cashbox. The ANC way they do the rule South Africa today, they not just carry South Africa in a cheap way. People then die. People then sell their life. Mandela go prison 27 years. I can still remember in statement at court, word for word. He would then tell and say, let explain. He say, all what he wants na equal opportunity, one more, one vote. He say, in a cause where they live for, he will live for see. But if he be say, he get for die, so be it. Now then they make them tamper justice with mercy for him because they know say, he's determined. Imagine, even them, Mandela, they would make you spend 27 years. Now for let them able muscle, I say, I go there until I die, but I don't agree. 27 years, the man not agree for back down. 27 years. To make a whole political party ANC become a revolution party, become an armed struggle. And you not regret him. If we go to America, when they ask him, he say no, he say we not regret him. He say because all options we don't feel we see say the only option we the world for listen to now for go armed struggle. 27 years. So in this country, Cashbox, 11 years, people are not suffer. Go na grafting, go na Jew. You go see, go to Hastings, you go see the amputee camp them. People and then cut their hand in the name of democracy. Look, we get some of sisters where they rape, then lost their virginity at the age of 12, at the age of 11, at the age of 13, they lost their virginity. Go how many orphans and they wait not get mama, not get papa because of this democracy. The same democracy now they see so now that they can't jeopardize and they bastardize. In fact, even the rebel war in the what is happening as alone did not happen for whole members of parliament inside the well of parliament. We all know say is an offense. We all know say a bad. Hey, now so then count the 1965 Criminal Libel Law Act Cashbox. I always carefully attention to that. We make Salone going to war 31 years ago. Now the same thing. I depend clap for so on some of the clap because not everybody. I know say I'm very much sure. So man in Abu, na Kenny Kala, when I'm doing SLPP, we know the support this year. They know the ramification. Now this make me go Kalon and go down an exile Cashbox. Now it make Kalon be going to one party state, pass we walk come. We got to make more, can change constitution, say, you know what? We need for let people and participate, let them get that to be voted for. Now make we get multi-party election. You know, so many things them now go back also come out Cashbox. Then say if you know say they go, no say you come out. Salone is high time. Look what happened at Salone, the low pull politics panam. This politics, if we not put on our eyes them, Cashbox, we put on our mind them, we be nationalistic for once. We think say, hey, what thing happened in the 60s, never repeat so this 21st century. If we not stand up, we challenge this thing, Cashbox, trust me, the worst is yet to happen. Because I tell you, Cashbox, if the government change with this trajectory, any side and say then they go out to that village day, would they pull out of Salone? Because we need to allow people to go to bush again, can rape more picking them, can kill people them, cut people and so any side and gather that area they na grass on the ground because that like when the coalition want fight against Saddam Hussein in 1989-90. You know what me could give them instance at Cashbox because some of you participate in the war. Who participate 7 years, who fight as soldier 2 years and first of all go to rebel. I know the pains. We know what that means. For like we get armed struggle. There is no sweet war and there's no bitter peace, but in an extent, we will not say the peace or the peace will forget them. You better not get war. We go in where we came from again. And then the worst will happen, Cashbox. Imagine Salone the name one of the worst wars in the world. That's an ever affect war. People that have been novice by war. Imagine you get serial killers and people who don't use for cut people and people don't use for eat motor man. Then deal in the way they not get job safe. Country triangle. Imagine that and push you to that level. The way people get for use gun back for survive. People get for take weapon for let them get what they forget. For us, a whole parliament don't turn habit now. Say police they now they don't turn their habit for go beat members of parliament. Now this make them born policeman then born soldier man then in 1998 after February 12 where the AFRC fall. All them here they need to know. We keep saying these things. We see what happened August 10 where the people become angry. How many police they beat brutally when they kill? We condemn the killing of any other person, either protesters, either police officers. But what's the cause? Now then here, people become angry. People they no say we not get right anymore. The little opportunity they get, then they go. Sierra Leone is in time bomb. Now just the clock. We are in time bomb Cashbox. People will get for stand up. If not, Rwanda will be thing of the past very soon because we have never been tribalized this way. We will not ever get politics we don't divide Salone in this manner, Cashbox. Now we are not talking about politics here. We are talking about tribalism. Check na social media. Anybody with the support that check in tribe. Na Southeastern. I mean this was to be specific. Check na social media. Anybody with the condemn them here. Check na Northerner. Northern Timini Limba or Kranko Madengo to be specific. So you see the danger how they go. People are not seeing these things as serious things as well. We are not just saying politics here. We are talking about tribalism. The country don't tribalize to an extent. If we get a war now, as stuff like God push and fire, Rwanda will be thing of the past. Cashbox. Let me give you an example. We now picking the day. Let's go to 77 election. Now one party state. Now that election, then a memory will be then say the Northerners and the Southerners and the Fed. I mean them Feds. Mongolina be one of the battlefield center. Then they take Mutka, then the Gun and Mindela and the 77 election. It happened as alone. That name for them be the beginning of tribal war. But God make them a pattern. It not continue. Let me tell you something, Cashbox. Let's come to the 1991 civil law. 1991 civil law. Now technically become tribal law because now 99% one tribe have been the RUF. 99% one tribe have the RUF. So not to every single have been called for the war. Not to all be called for the war. Then just take the surrogate of people like the police and call later Isakam for use them. Let them say now everybody. Check the hierarchy of RUF. Let me call all of them for you. Pull Foodies and pull Isa. Call any other person to Northern. Kampa Masusa now. Kampa Mike Lamin now. Kampa Jimmy Massacre now. Kampa Collis now. Kampa Omrigoli now. Kampa Faya Musa now. All of them, Cashbox. So it's not like we call for this war, But now then call for the war. But people accept them because they say, oh, don't tell to bad governance. Then fool people them. We nothing as they not be ever accept the war at all. We not be ever feel say war a solution. We be tell people and say war not a solution. But we do come check again. And I tell you the circumstance fact. Who can join the war? 80% of we who can sacrifice for join the army. Let's say most of you come from the north. Most of you come from the north for join the army. 80% of we come from the north again. So I just give an identity for long and say, Salon we not the long ago say we don't start this tribalism here. Madam, you being a member of the army, where even then at the army, you know then tell they talk so. You see this as an opportunity for say, you know what, this if I take this trajectory, I'm able to count what I want. Maybe they want this country to be divided. You know, Cashbox, I don't say and time and again, before they count, two go make them kill both parties as Sierra Leoneans, we don't live like brothers. Let's make a referendum if we want to divide this nation. They have their republic, we have our republic. It no matter. So that people get peace. But seeing consistently, would they see things happen? Cashbox.
People get peace. I don't feel say because surely prior to 2018, yes, you will get like small amount of people that maybe they say they were kind of like treated badly. But surely the country was peaceful for everybody.
Cashbox, let me tell you something. People go say, Uda will say them in treated badly to this way. Cashbox, you don't see Parliament not run as a saloon. I know they pay attention. Like some of you no get the sense for pay. You know about the Parliament of Sekastive, about one party state. Of course, that is not be argument about one party state. You know what about the Parliament of Samuel Magai or Albert Magai. Now the same one party state. But I tell you, for more get sense in elections in 1996, we will see democratic parliament. We will not ever see any government take government and carry them on the royal of parliament for go pitch members of parliament. Pakaba no do am, and Escuma no do am. In 10 years, Pakaba. And Escuma in 10 years, none of them not do them. Then they allow Cashbox. I was very close to Parliament. If you been see the rudeness we parade them they do at Parliament, then the next table, then the course is if you been see them. I don't know if they will MP, then they not ever doing kind of half what SPP they do the last 3 years of an Escuma. Then they course, then they do so. Even the man they go from Parliament sitting. You know, SLPP, now the non-toilet, now the road when they pass for go sleep at the host. Now they start all this rudeness here, na social media now, na Parliament now, now they begin everything. Now they not mask the toilet, they will let us clean for them, not lie, Cashbox. Madam, you in talk say, they ask them if anybody wants to support the election, what's in the happen. It's in a dire consequences. He say no go hesitate for bring people them out. This time talk him. Lima been good at radio say if he APC one war, if they give the war, then Chamana you can I be support them. You know, cause you they give them tear for let them know. Lima been good at radio. AY we talk say they call on the military for let them protect the constitution. Cashbox. Me as a former military man, me not to like Lima, we not to Jaman na civilian because we know as a tinta in the army, you are not an officer. Me they call on the military. No matter the tribe we belong, Mama don't be an uncle. We men we count for protecting the regime. Now he look me say know what? Now you na me uncle. Now he count me for protecting the regime, but the country big pass you. Now he top also. Is he Guinea? Now I can't clap for so. Pick it up on the salute him. Mama don't be not to say you not even get squad mate na Guinea army. Now just special force in France and count and form a force in member of somebody and count and for like can protect the regime. But look at the country, say me na Guinea and now but my uncle don't own. You know can put me tomorrow, you can't die, make a lep at this problem. What about one can home? Now uncle also. Labaun, you be you Mendeo, you be you Timnio, you be you Cranko, you be you Limbao. Una no longer forget excuse. Cashbox, asan content with them kill. May their soul rest in peace. Now one question, I kill them. Who said them in day? We all ranks them make coup d'etat. Who said them in the way ranks them they complain we not can. That answer not able answer. If we are not taking a responsibility, tell something happen. Una believe it, una leave it, una get for die like dog then a street like I be happy in 1998. This what they told this year is a sacrosanct fact. Cashbox like the man they know say they get a responsibility for protect this state here. There is no alley on all the time for challenge unconstitutionality. Cause you don't see now we never encounter Burkina Faso coup upon coup. Do I be make coup one time? Other one they say no, this will be arranged. You say now 1 year with the day. We need for protect democracy. Cashbox Africa democracy need to be protected, and the only place to protect that for we now the military. If we fail and uprising they come up, and when uprising come, we will get a lot of things happen. We no go fight for any nation. Look what happened in Mali, Chad. Look what happened in Chad. It is there we done over 30 years. What happened? We want make this place see a whole colonel sacrifice in life. We kill Chad. We this Debbie. We make a regime not done. We've seen so many things happen. Cashbox. What happened in Sudan? Omar al-Bashir after 30 years, the whole like Peking fall. They kill over 3,000 people. Them, but to do say so the military gets a responsibility for protect the constitution. You know what I mean? Say, hey, no, there is no early time. There is no time late. People like fast in short time, no, all the time, knowledge for protect unconstitutionality Cashbox because we are not protected today. Anything will happen as alone, now we hold responsible because on our responsibility, on our mandate, the army in motto, they say serving the nation. You are not serving a political party, you are not serving an individual, they say serving the nation. Your loyalty now to the state today. You like that to the state today, you they take lawful orders, not unlawful orders. All them things here, they will not train all of we, including other officers them, when they go causes them. The mandate of any military in any country that for protect the constitution. Now, when they cover the blanket for the constitution, let nobody no can peace panam, let no can shelter them because enough law get a point where they say we don't suspect constitution. Then suddenly, then say we water dirty, fish they eat fish. Because if you come to a point when are the first people of let them suspend this constitution, when they will defend. That's when everybody in protection will don't keep aside. Cashbox, what do they say so today? We are not saying this because we want to say these things. Let people open their eyes by the reality because Sierra Leone is heading for the worst Cashbox.
Absolutely. You know, comrade, you've said it all because you see, waiting people in the field for realize it go back to you know, like something we like I think a few months ago we did live on, you know, about, you know, a Ghanaian guy, a panel of some panelists them across Africa. When they talk about like the insurgents of like coup d'etat, like now West Africa, and in fact, like, you know, I think it was a guy called Kwesi Anin, like the Ghanaian, one of the panelists, the Ghanaian panelists, we actually make it clear, say, you know, was surprised to see 2-3 more coup in Africa. You know, comrade, when you look at waiting at the reason for make people make coup in this country, that is part of the world, because people are free for say waiting. Can you imagine for make a police officer go in like Ghana their parliament? But again, comrade, people will sit there and say, okay, you see, the one when they criticize the parliamentarians, they say they do anything, they bulldoze and all that, and they go begin to say, well, now look what's in the parliamentarians they do. They don't begin to go arrest like Sassam. They don't go arrest what's his name?
Oyi.
You know, Oyi, comrade. So like, what would you say? Because people will be saying that, okay, well, you see that this one I want because when they talk, they arrest them.
No, Kashi, Kashi, not to excuse. Kashi, just like okay, let me tell you something. I don't want to say this thing here. Sometimes we don't want to say it, but let me say. When I was arrested for the first time, they talk to me. I don't know this story behind the scene. Let me make this public. When they go serve indictment, then send somebody for say. Then just allow agree say I don't go ever talk for common do so that they will release me. I refuse. In fact, they come on. I tell them that they come back. We will go court for let them go release me. I say I'm coming back because I get for talk. I come on. They hold me again. I come again. When I did it after the Parema Road incident, then come back holding a special court, holding a still total confinement. They give me the same option. Say they don't even want me to join SLPP. Let me just go and not say nothing again. Then I'm free. They try to engage me for I get engagement with the government. I refuse. Let me say this today in public. Cashbox, I've been get choice for not talk anything again. Then I free like Helman free the saloon. I work like Olman worker. If I even say I talk stuff, I will get choice for double standard. Like what is Alpha can do behind the scene for love for themselves. Victor for them do for love for themselves. But we look at the nation today. I know the Hebrew country for just one reason because I still stand with us and say we have to protect our democracy. Cashbox, the MPs them whatever they go through today. Not to say they not deserve them, but they responsibility. They not deserve them. They not deserve them, but they responsibility. Cashbox. They not deserve them, but they responsibility. You don't understand it. So
you said something about Mandela. Like Mandela went to jail for 27 years, but look at South Africa. Like today. Like black people, their lives will not be saved as a result of that. The people that fought for democracy, as a result of us. Black people sitting now on a train, like before, even in London, in the UK, like you black man they sit down with Nancy map. It's not possible.
Even America Cashbox. Even America na Rosa Parks na in Kenya in 1965. Remember, I was 65. Now that law they done na America. The black man which don't if he boss flop, he grab for which man. Now woman 19 up. Kashi, whatever they go through today, they not deserve them, but their responsibility. All man for no say for let them beat MP, not to say they deserve a bonus responsibility. From the day when you come say I want to member of parliament for me people them. Then at the day we don't sell every privilege we get. So whatever thing happens, you not deserve a matter bonus responsibility. So possible talk say what's in there for do, now in there for do. What's there for do, now in there for do.
Because imagine, you know, that breeze when they came matter would go comrade. That fun I go left. Imagine if the MPs are being treated this way. we stand up against unconstitutionality, constitutionality go always kind of like, unconstitutionality go always kind of like, affect.
So, Cashbox, let me ask you this question. For like the MP for dinner, they not do nothing, they go pass law. And then do something so the law not pass. Who's one for more better for them? Because we all know see if them then go pass that law. The people they say, hey, they not and they begin causing them money for saying not sell game. And for that a challenge, we all see the exposure of the government. Who's one better? We for continue for exposing the government, I let the people the world know say whatever happens as a loan, then don't lay the foundation. So the MPs they should keep doing these things. So the world they know exactly what they head for. But they say because silence means consent, the world will ever interfere if we all keep quiet. Then go only interfere. Cashbox. Who said the same peace accord? We felt not happy in it. You ever seen the same peace accord? Any country not get it?
No. I mean, yes, this government they build like they justify the military for take over every day that our country they come with, because it will come to a point with all of these things. When the military they take over, seriously, an officer, Guinea, they get reason for make them take over. For remember, Mamadi Dubuya, they get reason because like Conde decide for go third time. They must. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, come with.
Why?
There must be a reason for make the kind of like to any coup. As long as that coup they get and take over. As long as the military take over in a justified way, we don't see so many things. People don't die Augustine. They don't jail people unconstitutionally. They don't kind of like kill people. McKinney, Tombo, Panemba Road. There were every justification for the military for take over, for protect the constitution. Again, with what Adukabo say before we just come with, when they talk about section 38.2, it says every constituency established under this section shall return one member of parliament. In all time we say every block, every 50,000 people will go return one member of parliament. That is not what the constitution say. And this is the reason why we are saying that if the government, where it be say like the tell we say the military get right for protect the constitution. Is this section 165 or so? If I should just look for it, I think it's section 165.
Kashi, what's in the constitution talk about our treason?
They say there shall be the armed forces of Sierra Leone, which shall consist of the army, the navy, and the air force, and such other branches for which provision is made by Parliament. I think it's section 65.2, where we say they will protect the constitution. Yeah, section 165.2. Now he say the army get rights for protect the constitution. If them guy they bastardize this constitution in a way, when clearly section 38.2 they tell you say they suppose for kind of like every constituency, it not tell you say every 50,000 votes. It not tell you that. Now, the type of force listing. This is the reason why we're saying the military get the right for protect this constitution. And guess what? The parliamentarians that are fighting this cause, when the military eventually protect this constitution, these parliamentarians, when they fight for protect this constitution, would be protected as well. But as long as if you parliamentarians you don't fight for this constitution, it means you're kind of like part and parcel to like the unconstitutionality when they go on in the country. And we have to protect these things.
Kashi, then MP Daga for be evidence at the court. Let me tell you something, Cashbox. What's in a treason, then say if he alter the constitution, meaning he pull full stop for day, he pull commercial for day, you don't commit treason. So we don't see all the MPs and the APC MPs they consistently non they beat them for this constituent we don't have the peace spam, the toilet spam. Plus some money that see for MP because you know say na do the post with the join because Simkela is nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. It's the NGC on then you know the Ubin Chaplaincy any way like where you get NGC in application from SLPP. They will always relate to SLPP then while SLPP get out because one day they will say you don't go back home. They want to go home. They want to see their party, even if they do bad. Tsunami Kimkela, when you hold the Tomumu, nothing. He will not say. When you Mkela go na television where they talk, when I hear that man they talk, you go left for listen to somebody. When they can parliament, they say, no, I take me and pull bangana fire. Try they emote all they wearing head inside the fire. He hear all the bond for pull the bangana fire. Today, he say they want to use the and pull bangana fire. Cashbox. Let me tell you something. Salon people them. If una blessing for understand, when I go know to the talk, when I go know say Salon. They very close to a time bomb, and when that bomb explode, it go feel like the tsunami disaster. Salon, now they make record the way be not for better, not for worse. Because we are pretty sure the type of hatred on the Cashbox marriage they non scatter, friendship they non spoil because of this alone politics. Try they see Mende and Timni, they work out, then they play. Now we can place them, they know they talk to themselves. This is a circumstance fact. Friendship they don't go apart based on this thing. Me, I always give example like be say, I mean, that to be specific, I mean, me paddy. When government change, things they know they happen. Where I feel say because I feel say positive during the time when they can't we sleep together, hang out, every government change. Why they no more than sacring players at 6? I say, hey, what's in that episode? I say, he say, brother, I say, let them sack them. He say, not like APC. He say, me no go to SLPP, me na SLPP, I be driver na team man. I look, I shock. I say, waiting. This I tell now somebody have a high respect for. Now, this is an educated fellow. I say, waiting now, me and hang out. I say, now see you the thing so let's mean I mean what you expect. That's not the actual answer we give me. I swear to God, I'm not lying. He said me I mean what you expect. Cashbox, I was so shocked that I'm not able to say a word that night end of friendship. After I don't come up from the shock now. I tell him I say, you know what? I say from today May to Paddy Dondon. Boy, be facing a joke. And that's how it end. It talk now say no. I say I be facing. Would they think we don't for think now above what you don't talk so. For talk say let them sack people when as clean as them. They not tap they say I mean they would think. Now I say no, it's terrible. I just bring them to people understand say this thing don't they count bad thing as alone. You don't count the way not fine. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, if fellow understand say what's happening as alone today, you're not fine for this country. We get for really understand that day. If not someday, sometimes the worst will happen. We just tell people and say then see alone and not say Salon don't go to a level. We people in the boost say then that mean because of SLPP. When they do bad, they say they for do bad. If the APC can tomorrow na power, they say they sack all men man. We not to APC because okay, the real APC they who gonna Salon around in Akalau. When in a Kenima, when in a Boo, when in a Pujon, when in a Mwamba, when in a Bonda, real APC like Mame Moriba them. Like I'm educated in Abu, like Daddy Avunu na Bond, like Jaju na Kala. Now these are the real APC because when you did that side, you say you na APC. Even the hate pass me team myself. The hate pass me, but way I mean the way I advise myself as APC. You say no to SLPP, they hate. So we always tell them say, if everybody think like no brother, then they say, you know what, me I mean they, but don't me say I for be SLPP because anybody who knows SLPP, they're supposed to get positive mind. We have some people in SLPP back fairly when they SLPP when they condemn them here. We get for stand up and look at the bigger picture Salon, which is Sierra Leone Cashbox. Salon is bigger than all of us.
See, Salon people, I've been talking to somebody earlier this morning, comrade. People get for understand, say, waiting Salon they make. They not reach 1% of the potential of Salon. 1%. The money where Salon they make right now, they not reach 1% of the potential of Salon. And the reason why we know they work in full capacity, we know they in that place where all man go get the host, all man get to work, it is because of these things. Comrade, there is nothing wrong for make we tell people and say the military need for protect for takeover.
They know.
Because it says clearly in section 165 that the military get right for protect this constitution. And if we see a government, to honor this such a mandate, anybody go decide for be a hero, we go save Salon for once. For far too long, yes, the NPRC fail us. Then they kind of like gets the backing of the people. Like today.
Do you know why the NPRC fail us, Cashbox?
Yeah.
Because Mother Building get a motive say now only with the can SLP people can power. That's why he did everything for that. He did everything in his powers for scatter the revolution. Set fast Sajusa is Strasser, we start in the Panadian mentality. Then trouble Strasser, then can now Mother Building talk and say, he say in 1996, he say it be well green, but now other green we were for Canna, for SLP can power. He say he no go talk him, he say he no go say how they can power, but say that they didn't just get come easily. That's the exact statement. He say no go talk am the same way it happened and no go talk am that tell you to come. See, but say it be very good but a different grade because they wanted them to come.
And comrade, this is the thing. We want genuine people. If we feel say with democracy, because the parliament will protect the democracy, look how they treat them. And this is what we've been saying. We don't only say, the parliamentarian forbids them. No. We don't only condone that. And this is whenever it happens, we come and defend them. And Salon people, we all across the world need for play with part. Let the world see this. And again, it could well be the sacrifices that these MPs are making could well be the deciding moments then, where like the international community go kind of like look at and say these guys have to go. It could well be the reason why we can get a change of government. So let we not see and say it is wrong. We have to stand up for what's right and then expose them. Because when it comes to like June 24, 2023, the international community go look at these records and say, you know what? These guys don't destroy democracy where we all try to protect across the world. And we, the Sierra Leoneans across the world, we need for kind of like, look, it's a fight between democracy and, people, the authoritarians across the world. Because this is the thing. We're trying, these people are when they kind of like sponsor with democracy, when they look after we with democracy, they call them like, how they call them? Like whatever they call it, they call them. Like, comrade, these are the things they say. These people have get for protect, moral guarantors. Sorry, I just lost it there.
I get it. No, I get it as works.
Yeah, and the morals they talk about, where we don't adopt as a country is democracy. That is the morals. Those are our morals, comrade. And that moral, the guarantors them, the one when they all up, when they make sure say democracy is guaranteed, should see these things, how these guys impede on the democracy of the country. And it could well be, people are going to say, oh, they beat them for nothing. No, these are things that what they do for expose this government. So come June 2024, when they sit down and our next office day, they will make decision we're good for we all, where we say we all go kind of like enjoy with the fruit of we labor. MPs them are surely going to be rewarded. Because look, when they come with a country where if they beat you like illegally, you can claim for any compensation. That is the country where we want to create. So people afraid that there is financial rewards. Yes, you lie or whatever. Like Assam Priest, when they don't kind of like band, yes, money no go able to make it on anything again, go fix the food and all that in the day. But these are the rewards where we get for beginning. Look at people must pay the price. People that when they destroy with democracy must pay the price, and there should be like financial rewards. And these are the things that where we they preach, comrade.
Kashi, this they make a long. When I know say we own normal program or 1 hour, but this will make a short. But I want left with 3 things, Cashbox. One, I want left with one thing whether a philosophical thing you have been always talk who don't talk and this platform say the people's power is greater than the people in power. It's far bigger than the people in power. When I look at it. Secondly, Martin Luther King say our life begin to end the day we keep quiet about things we matter. Now they will life begin for end. Joe Biden go na Poland, na Warsaw. He say right makes might. Right makes might. Not might makes right. Right makes might. Sierra Leoneans, these 3 things, una take them. The people's power is greater than the people in power. Will life they begin for end the day we keep quiet about things we matter. And right makes might.
Comrade, it is powerful because you see Salon people, when the MPs them kind of like they fight this fight, let me back them up. Yes, they don't kind of like, make mistakes down the line, and maybe they don't allow this government to do stupid things them so many times. But you see, these 3 things they are where comrade just make, where comrade just say, let we all are back. Because the people's power is greater than the people in power. Now we give them power. Democracy is for the people, of the people, and by the people. Now we make them who that they be. And then like what you say, the day when they begin keep quiet, and that day we life they begin end. So we need for speak up, and then surely now right makes might. Surely, comrade, and that's the thing we all need for go with, because we know say we are powerful, we are bigger, and we are greater than the selected few when they enjoy this money. And this money when they enjoy, so that they destroy the broader good of the country. Salon family with the left and a but you see, let we stand with the parliamentarians and let me know say the fight when the fight could well be then decided moments them where like the international community will see. Because remember, Salon people they monitor our elections. They would look at these things and say, this democracy, where we spend money, where we want to protect across the world, where we want to sell across the world, let we not allow for make it begin to go down in a salon. and then go protect that. These sacrifices are not just fruitless sacrifices. They will reward us. So a lot of people let we left on and come read. I feel say we for left on and una tata and we go kind of like come back to una tomorrow.